into the area. O'Shea heads it away. City. Oh, what a shot from So guys, it is Norwich City fan channel here, back with another video, and in today's video we have a predicted table video. So I'm going to be predicting the Premier League sort of league table this year, so where I think each team will finish in the league, and I'm also going to be showing you guys the transfers that the bottom 3 clubs have made and the top 4 clubs have made, and I'm going to give my reasoning to why I think the teams will get relegated or will be in the top 4. So we're going to start with Burnley, and they're a newly promoted side. They're one of the 3 teams that come up, and to be honest, they didn't have the window that they wanted, and I don't think they'll stay up. So they've brought in Defoe from Anderlecht, Patrick Bamford on loan from Chelsea, John Flanagan in from Liverpool, and Jeff Hendrick from Derby. They've spent £17 million, and their players out are Joey Barton and Matt Gilks. And my reasoning for them going down is just that they don't really have that much quality in their squad. They needed to sign a few more quality players, and you would have thought with all the money you get for coming up that they would have spent their money a bit more wisely. I don't think Patrick Bamford's the best second place striker they can have. He didn't score once last year in the Premier League for both Norwich and Crystal Palace, so I don't think he's a great striker for them. Defoe's a great player. I would have taken him like when we was in the Premier League last year, if we would have ever went for him or anything, so I think he's a good signing. John Flanagan, he's not too bad for them. Jeff Hendrick, another good player, but I just don't see them getting out of the relegation. I think they'll be down there the whole of the season, and we'll sort of do, not maybe as bad as Villa last season, but we'll never look like being out of the relegation. So guys, let's move on to 19th place, and I've predicted Hull City to finish in 19th place. Despite them having a good start to the season, I actually still think they will get relegated, even though this was prediction from before the season started. I still think they will get relegated. I don't see them keeping up. Everyone's saying they're going to do a Leicester. I really don't believe that. I know probably it's just jokes and laughs, but I think they will finish 19th or 18th or around that position, just because they don't have enough quality in their side. Yeah, their players have worked really hard at the start of the season and have been unlucky in a game against Man U. They lost 1-0 in the 90th minute or whatever. But I still don't think they have enough quality. So let's go through the players they've brought in. Ryan Mason from Tottenham, David Marshall from Cardiff, Dimersi Mbakani from Dynamo Kiev, and Will Keane from Man U. So they've spent £17 million, and let's go through the players they have sold. Mo Diam and Son Aluku, who's went to Fulham, and I just think they're not strong enough to be in the Premier League. If they did stay in the Premier League, and I think they could really kick on, but I think if they would have just made a few more signings, solidified that back four and midfield and stuff, they would have probably had a more successful season. But I think they just are going down this season, to be honest. Let's move into 18th place. 18th place is Sunderland, and some of you might be surprised by this, but I just feel like it has to be their year they go down. They have scraped relegation for so many years now, and I think their time is up in the Premier League. I know everyone says this every year, but I think it has to be their year they go down. Yeah, they have a good manager in David Moyes, they have a good goal scorer in Jermaine Defoe, and he could keep them up. But I just don't think their new signings are strong enough to keep them up. So let's just read through them now. They have got Didier Ndong, they paid £13 million for him, God knows why, from Lorient. Paddy McNair from Manchester United, Papi Djilabodji from Chelsea for £8 million, and Adnan Januzaj from Manchester United as well. They have spent £27 million, and I've predicted them to finish 18th, and their players out are Jaccarini to Napoli, and Yunus Kabul to Watford. So yeah, they're my relegated teams. Don't all hate on me for picking them 3 teams. It's just that they're the weakest 3 in my opinion in the league at the moment. It's really hard to predict the league this year because it's so competitive at both ends of the table, but I think that them three will definitely go down. If not Sunderland, then maybe Middlesbrough or West Brom or something like that, but I think Sunderland will go down. So guys, we're going to move from one end of the table to the other, to the top four. So I have predicted Arsenal to finish 4th, just getting Champions League football. And the reasons why are some of their signings this season, or this window, have been really good. They've filled the gaps that they needed in their squad, and I think they're just a really strong team this year. They might not have like the best players in the league, but they've definitely got a good enough squad to get 4th place. So we're just going to read through their players now. So they have brought in Granit Xhaka from Borussia Mönchengladbach, Mustafi from Valencia, Holding from Bolton, and Lucas Perez from Deportivo. They have spent £93 million on these players, and their players out are Wilshere on loan to Bournemouth, Gnabry to some team in the German Bundesliga, Rosicky to someone in Europe, I don't even know to be honest, and Callum Chambers to Middlesbrough on loan. So yeah, let's move on to my team that I predicted 3rd, and that was Chelsea. Chelsea have had a really good window, and after a poor display last year, they have bought some really good players this summer, only just signing 2 of them yesterday, which were David Luiz and Alonso, but I still predicted Chelsea to finish 3rd, just for the fact that they had signed Batshuayi, N'Golo Kante as well, and with their new manager, Antonio, is it something Conte, I can't think of his name, Conte, I think they'll do really well this year, and they've finished 3rd. I think that David Luiz will come back and probably not be as good as last time they had him because he's older. PSG said that he has come back a worse player, so they're happy they've sold him, but I think Chelsea will help him to be good again. Alonso, I think they overpaid on him, but in this current market, you just have to put the money out there to get a player. You can't just mess about saying 10 million, 15. You just have to put the bid that the other club want you to pay, and then you will get that player. And N'Golo Kante, they done really well to pick him up from Leicester because it was almost certain he would stay, but N'Golo Kante went to Chelsea, and Batshuayi, really good signing from Marseille. I expect a lot of goals from him when he does come on, but at the moment Diego Costa is their first choice striker. And also I feel like Hazard will have a really good season. Willian, Pedro, all them key players that didn't really turn up last year will look really good this year. And the players out for Chelsea are Mohamed Salah, Juan Cuadrado on loan, Didier Lobodji to Sunderland, and then there's loads of loan players I just couldn't be bothered to write out because there's so many of them. There's loads of youngsters and loads of reserves. One thing I did like to see was Moses coming back into the team to score a couple of goals. That interested me, and hopefully he can have a decent season after being on loan to a few different clubs. So they've spent £120 million, which is £30 million more than Arsenal, so that's why I'm putting them in 3rd. And I think they just have that bit more quality over Arsenal with sort of N'Golo Kante and Batshuayi and Costa and Hazard. I think they'll have a good season, but I don't think they'll quite win the league just yet. So guys, in 2nd place, I'm predicting Manchester City to finish 2nd. And you can probably already tell that Manchester United are 1st, but we're going to go through Manchester City first, and let's just read their players they've brought in, because they've brought in some really good players this summer. So they've brought in Nolito for £13 million from Celta Vigo, Claudio Bravo from Barcelona, John Stones from Everton, Leroy Sané from Schalke, and Gundogan from Borussia Dortmund. They have spent £161 million, the most money spent this year in the league. And their players out are Joe Hart on loan to Torino, Nasri on loan, and Wilfred Bonney to Stoke on loan. Dzeko went to Roma on a permanent deal when he was on a loan deal last season. And also Mangala's went out on loan, and then there's a few more players, but I've just included the main players that have left the club. I think under Pep Guardiola, or whatever his blooming name is, I think they'll do really well. But I don't know if they can beat Man United and Chelsea to the title. I think Chelsea will have a good season, but I just don't see them getting to the title just yet. But I do see Man City and Man United battling out at the top. Arsenal and Chelsea may get involved in that battle for the first place, but I think they'd just be happy with Champions League football. I know obviously when you're up there you want the title, but I just don't see them getting it, getting past Man City and Man U in the league, to be honest. So yeah, let's move on to first place, and as you can tell, it is Manchester United, and they have brought in some amazing signings, world-class players. So let's go through the main players they've signed. They have signed Eric Bailly from Villarreal. Was it Villarreal? I think it was Villarreal. Zlatan Ibrahimovic from PSG on a free transfer. That is amazing business from Jose Mourinho. Paul Pogba for a world record transfer fee, £89 million from Juventus. Mkhitaryan from Borussia Dortmund as well. And they've just had a really good summer. They've also got out some of the players that they don't really need now with these new signings. They got out Will Keane on loan, Adnan Januzaj on loan, Bullford Jackson on loan, Victor Valdez that they don't need, Paddy McNair. They got out a lot of players they don't need. So I think Man United are definitely going to be in first for a lot of this year. If they win the title or not, that will be answered throughout the year. But I think they have enough quality in their squad now, which they didn't have for a few years, and a great manager in Jose Mourinho. I think they're going to run away with it this year and win the league after a few shocking seasons. They've spent 145 million, which is the second most in the league, not far behind Manchester City. I'm still not too sure about their defence, but I think they've got enough quality in their squad to definitely get out the results, and they've got a lot of goals in them now with Ibra and Mkhitaryan and Pogba and stuff, so I think they'll win the league. And let's take a look at the table prediction. So I'm just going to read out all the clubs in order from 1st to 20th. So we have Manchester United in 1st, Manchester City in 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Arsenal 4th, Liverpool 5th, just missing out on Champions League football, Tottenham 6th, Leicester 7th, West Ham 8th, Everton 9th, Stoke 10th, Crystal Palace 11th, Southampton 12th, Watford 13th, Bournemouth 14th, Swansea 15th, Middlesbrough 16th, West Brom 17th, 18th is Sunderland, and Hull and Burnley 19th and 20th. So I've put Liverpool and Tottenham out of the top 4, just because I don't see them getting past the other 4 teams. They've both got really good squads this year. Tottenham squad hasn't been upgraded too much over the summer, but they've brought in some great players in Sissoko, Wanyama. They've also brought in Janssen. So they've got some good players in there, but I just don't see them beating Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man United in the top 4 positions. Liverpool have also had a really good summer with signing Sadio Mane. That's one of the best signings of the window, in my opinion. I actually went to see Liverpool v Barcelona a few weeks ago, and he was amazing. I think it was his first game in a Liverpool shirt or something like that. That was actually fairly important, and it was a really good performance from him. He scored in the 16th minute. He got an assist. He was so pacey, and his power and his pace was just incredible. He beat the Barcelona defence every time he had the ball. So yeah, he was really good. I could see Liverpool getting into that top 4, but I just don't think it's quite right yet. They haven't really got enough good players, in my opinion. They've got Coutinho and Firmino and stuff, but I just don't see them breaking into that top 4. Tottenham as well have Champions League football, so they might be a bit more focused on that this year. And let's move on to the rest of the league. So we have Leicester, current champions, in 7th. I just don't see them doing as well as they did last year without N'Golo Kante, to be honest. He was the unsung hero when they won the league. They needed N'Golo Kante to win the league. If they wouldn't have had him, maybe if they would have had replacement like in Mendy that they have now, they would not be first. They would probably be in the top 4 just because all of their players were amazing last season. They were great, but I just don't see them doing as well. They've got some really good signings though in Slimani, Ahmed Musa, Mendy, Zila. They've had a really good transfer window, but I just don't think it's enough to break into Europa League spots. And also they have Champions League football, so again they're going to be concentrating on that. They've got a fairly easy group, so I expect them to do fairly well in the Champions League. Yeah, and let's just hope they do well, because it'd be nice to see them have another good season. But anyway, 8th place is West Ham. It's a really hard, it's starting to get hard to predict the league in this sort of 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th sort of place, because all teams are really similar. They've all made some decent signings and stuff, so it's hard to predict how they'll fit in the league. But I think West Ham will finish 8th. They had a great season last year, but couldn't qualify for Europa League. They couldn't get past the qualifying stages this year, losing out to Astra Guru or something like that, some Romanian farmers or something. But yeah, I think they'll definitely finish in the top 10. They've got Andre Ayew from Swansea. They've got Zaza. They've got Paye. They've got quite a few new players that I just can't think of off the top of my head right now. Oh yeah, they've got Faguli, they've got Gökhan Töre. They've got some really good players in there, and they've kept a lot of players from last season as well, so I think they'll finish 8th. And then we have Everton in 9th, just because they've signed some really good players, and they've still kept hold of Lukaku, Ross Barkley. They've lost John Stones, but they've got a perfect replacement, Ashley Williams. To be honest, in my opinion, he's just as good as Stones, just a bit more experienced, which is probably a good thing. So he'll be joining rather like Jagielka or Funes Mori at the back for Everton. Then they still have Coleman as well. They have Leighton Baines, so an injury-free Leighton Baines as well. So I think they're up for a really good season, and let's just hope that they do well. And Stoke are 10th, with their new signing Wilfried Bony. They'll be getting goals out of him, and they've kept hold of Arnautovic and Shaqiri and Bojan and Mbula, and they've also signed Bruno Martinelli from Porto, so they've had a really good summer as well, keeping hold of some big names. And then Palace in 11th. This is a hard one because they could have been further up, or really far down. It kind of depended on who they signed this summer. But they brought in Christian Benteke, Loic Remy on loan, James Tompkins. They've brought in, I can't think of who else they've brought in, but they've brought in some really good players. So yeah, I think they'll do well. Southampton in 12th. I have predicted Southampton in 12th, just because they haven't really replaced the players that they sold. So they lost out on Graziano Pella to China. Sadio Mane, one of their best players, Wanyama. So the spine of their team has sort of changed, and I just don't see them playing as well next year. They've got some good replacements in Nathan Redmond, former Norwich player, and also Højbjerg from Bayern Munich and stuff. But I just don't see them being the Southampton side they were last season and the season before. But yeah, I think they'll still have a decent season. There's no way they'll get relegated or anything unless they have a shocking season. But let's move on to the next position in the league, and that is 13th, and that is Watford. And Watford, I'm predicting 13th just because they've gotten some really good players. They've got in... Who have they got in? They've got in Zanaga, Yunus Kabul, Okaka, or someone like that from Anderlecht that Norwich are actually going to sign. They've got in some other players as well. I just can't think off the top of my head right now, but they've done well, and I think they'll have a fairly decent season. They might finish lower in the league, with other teams behind them performing better than them, but I think they'll finish around the 13th position. Then we've got Bournemouth, Swansea and Middlesbrough and West Brom outside the relegation. So I'm just going to talk you through them teams. So Bournemouth have got in Jordan Ibe and Jack Wilshere. They're their two standout signings, and I think these are really good signings, but I don't think they're quite going to help them get sort of top 10 or anything. I think they'll be around 13th, 14th. and they'll have a solid season, but I don't like see them getting relegated or anything. They'll stay in the league, and they'll have a fairly good season in their terms. And then Swansea have brought in 2 really good Liga BBVA strikers in Llorente and Boston or something, Bodjan, or I don't know what his name is. But yeah, they've got them 2 in. They've also signed Leroy Fer. They have lost out on Williams, which might be quite a big blow to their team because he was their captain, and he was very important for them doing well in the league. And then we have Middlesbrough in 16th place. I think they'll finish 16th. Just for the fact that they have Victor Valdez in, they've got a good goal scorer in Negredo, and they've also signed another few good players in Callum Chambers and stuff on loan. So I think they'll be alright. And then we have West Brom in 17th, just scraping the relegation. They could get relegated. I'm not too sure where to put West Brom. They're sort of at the same level as Sunderland, but they've actually got a really good goal scorer in Rondon, and they've kept hold of Berahino once again, and they've also got Nasir Chadli from Tottenham. They've got Neom from Watford as well, so good signings in. I think they won't do too badly, considering that a lot of people think they will go down. They could finish higher, they could finish lower. I can never really predict West Brom because you just don't know how they'll perform this season. But if they play the Tony Pulis way, then they'll have lots of clean sheets and lots of boring matches. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this league prediction. If you disagree with me, which you probably all will, just because we all have different opinions, then leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, because we are getting closer to 100 subscribers, and I'm sure I'll do some sort of special if I get 100 subs. And also my views are going up as well, so once we hit a milestone of views, probably like 2,000 views, I will do a special video, maybe a Q&A, so you guys can find out a bit more about me, or maybe just like some sort of special video. I don't know what to do. Comment down below if you enjoyed and whatever. Just comment down below something. Give me something to be entertained about. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and see you guys later.